I'm just going to cover some really basic information about searching the catalog at Rebecca Crown Library. We're going to be looking at the Books and More search tab here in the middle of the homepage. And we'll also be looking at iShare. And iShare is a really useful resource for you guys. It's the shared catalog for CARLI. And CARLI is the consortia that Dominican is a part of. It's comprised of 85 college and research libraries around Illinois. CARLI actually stands for Consortia of Academic and Research Libraries in Illinois. It's 85 libraries. You can request books from any of the CARLI libraries and have them sent to you for pickup at Dominican, or you can go to one of those libraries or any of those libraries and check out books with your Dominican ID card. So it's a really great resource. It's free, it's fast, it's amazing for interlibrary loan. So we'll be jumping into that in a second. For now, I'm going to focus on the local catalog, which is just Books and More. And I'm going to look for the book Wolf Hall. And I have options for title, author, subject, and ISBN or ISSN search. You can use any of them. I'm going to just use a keyword, but you can do title since we know that that is a book. The first result that comes up is Wolf Hall, which it looks like Dominican does have in the collection. So I'm going to click on that. And if I scroll down a little bit, it says that it would be in the main stacks. It has the call number, which I can text to myself, which is a really nice feature. You can just pop in your cell number and your provider and get a text message with that information. But it looks like this book is checked out and not due back until September. So I want to get it sooner than that. So what I want to do is go back up to the top, click on Back to Search Results. And this time, instead of searching only Dominican catalog only, I want to change that drop down to all iShare libraries. And then I'm going to click Find. And now it's searching all of those 85 libraries. You can see I have over 1,000 results now. I'm still just looking for the book. I'm not interested in the DVD or the audio recording, so I'm going to click on this third result. And you can see from this list that lots of libraries have this book all over the state of Illinois. And I can go to any of those and pick it up, or I can request it and have it sent to me. So I've decided that I'm going to have it sent to me. I can choose a specific copy if I want. So you can click on location and availability and then request a particular item. But what I'm going to do instead is scroll back up and use the tab that says Request First Available. So if you click on that, it's going to ask you to log in. And if you have never used this before, you do need to create a new account. So go ahead and click on Create New Account and fill out the information. You do create your own username and your own password, which you enter twice. And the only thing that's a little confusing sometimes is you do need to enter a barcode. The barcode ID is the number that's on your Dominican Student ID card. It starts with 22911. The only time you really need it is for this if you're requesting a book and you're creating an account. After the first time of creating an account, then you don't really need to pay attention to that anymore. Oh, and it does helpfully tell you 14-digit number located on your ID card. I've already created an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. I've used this computer before too, so it remembers my login. This takes you first to your favorites page. I'm not going to worry about that a whole lot, but let's go to Search History and back to Wolf Hall. And I'm going to click back on the book. And now when I click Request First Available, it's just going to bring up whatever book, whatever institution has this copy available. It's just kind of a random queue. And I can choose my pickup location. Since I work at Columbia College and that's my account, that's my default pickup location, but I can change that. So if you wanted to pick it up somewhere else, Dominican would be your default, but if you wanted to pick it up at, say, let's say Roosevelt University, they have multiple campuses. So it's going to update that, and then you can choose which campus location you'd like to pick it up at. And then just click Request, and your book will usually arrive within 3 days. You'll get an email notifying you that it's available. You can also go to your account and you can check on the status of a request by clicking on Requested Items. I've requested a couple recently. So this one, for example, is in transit. Should probably be here in a day or two. And I'll get an email notifying me when it's available. These are requests I just submitted, so they're not very far along in the status. You can cancel requests up until the point that they're in transit. Once the book gets here, you'll get notified and you can check it out. Then you can go to checked out items, and at that point, if you've got something that's going to be due soon, you can click on at the checkbox next to renew and then renew selected items. I'm not going to worry about that. That's not due for another couple weeks, so I'll renew it closer to the date that it's due if I need to. You can have up to 75 books checked out at a time. That's right, 75. So you should be good. But there are a couple of things to know about that. If you are over 30 days late in returning a book, you will get charged with the cost of replacing the book and a $10 processing fee. As long as you return the book, everything else will be waived except for that processing fee. So the maximum fee, if you return the book, is $10. And you might result in getting some blocks if you have multiple books that are checked out and over the 30 days grace period. All checkout periods for iShare books is 30 days, and you can renew them up to 3 times, which does amount to about a semester. It's about 16 weeks. So that's really handy for textbooks. I definitely recommend that to students all the time. And you can also use it for just, books that you're interested in reading for fun and pleasure as well. So it's a great resource. It's very fast. It's free. It's excellent. I highly recommend it. We haven't talked a whole lot about what you're seeing in terms of the record. So let's actually go back. We'll do our search history again and look at that Wolf Hall record. So going back to that. So when you click on the item itself, it's going to give you the detailed bibliographic information. So the author, publisher, edition, your subject headings, which are called topics for some reason in here. And then you get your location and availability. So this has the college that it's at, what collection it's in or location, the call number, which you can again text yourself, and if it's available. So if something is checked out, it will have its due date, which gives you an idea of when you might be able to expect it back. The other tabs for things like more details will often include the blurb from the publisher, so if it has a summary. I think this book, there's excerpts that you can look at, so this will actually has an excerpt from the first section of the book. The table of contents, if available, will often have the title of each chapter. If it's a different format, if it's not a book, if it's a CD, it might have the name of the different tracks on there. If it's a book that's a compilation, it may have the title of each of the works included and the authors for those. So the table of contents can be helpful if you do need to access more information online. Going back to the search results page just really quickly, I'm kind of jumping around, sorry. You can see there are different formats available. Over on the right-hand side here, you can set some limits. This is called a faceted search. So it'll show you different ways you can narrow your search down using different facets, format, author, topic, etc. And in parentheses, it tells you how many results you would get by selecting that particular facet. So if I wanted to see all books by Hilary Mantel, I could see that instead. That's going to be 17 books, and that's going to include Wolf Hall and the second book in the series, Bring Up the Bodies, etc. Now this is just narrowing the search. This is Wolf Hall and Hilary Mantel, both. She's written more books than that, but this is just showing the ones that are relevant to my search. Let's see, let's go back. You can also tab over to the advanced search, and this allows you to do some additional searching, some Boolean searching, which we'll talk about in a little bit later, and set some additional limits, so different types of formats, languages. HathiTrust are digitized resources, so that type of thing you can do. And I'm going to go back one more time. And another tool that's helpful is you can hide e-resources to which you don't have access. Dominican purchases ebooks, and as a Dominican student you can access them, but those are not available to students that are not Dominican students. So those are cataloged, and other libraries that have ebooks, their ebooks will show up in iShare, but you don't necessarily have access to them. So you can click on that checkbox and that will hide any ebooks that you don't have access to, which is helpful in saving time for you, so you're not clicking through a bunch of resources that you can't read. I think that's all the basic information here in iShare and in the local catalog. Let me just tab back over to Dominican only. So you can see there's also a section for course reserves. If one of your instructors has put a book on reserve, you can find that in the course reserves section. I don't know, we don't have a textbook for this class, but you could find anything there as well. And we're in the local catalog, so it's going to have the Dominican University logo on that page. When we tab back over to iShare, that changes to the purple iShare logo, and then you know that you're not searching in the local catalog, you're searching in iShare. So I think that's it for the introduction. I hope that gets you started. Let me know if you have questions.